Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Today, we're taking a cosmic claymation adventure to explore the scariest planets in our solar system. You know, when we look up at the night sky, it's easy to get lost in the beauty and wonder of it all. But trust me, there are some seriously spooky places out there. Get ready to explore the terrifying and fascinating features of these celestial bodies. From scorching hot gas giants to frigid, desolate dwarf planets, we're diving deep into the cosmic abyss. We'll uncover the secrets that make these planets the stuff of nightmares. So buckle up, space cadets, and get ready for a wild ride through the solar system's chamber of horrors. First up, we're visiting the king of our solar system, Jupiter. Now this gas giant is a real behemoth. Over 1,300 Earths could fit inside it. And it's spinning like a basketball on a professional athlete's finger, with a day that's only 10 hours long. Imagine the jet lag. But here's the really scary part, Jupiter's Great Red Spot. This storm is so big it could swallow Earth whole, and it's been raging for centuries. Talk about a bad case of the Mondays. And if that's not enough, Jupiter has a magnetic field that's off the charts 20,000 times stronger than Earth's. That means deadly radiation everywhere. So, while Jupiter is a beautiful planet to look at from afar, trust me, you wouldn't want to get too close. Now let's talk about those swirling clouds. They're not just some pretty formations, folks. They're made up of ammonia and other noxious gases that would knock you out faster than you can say interstellar. And if you somehow managed to survive the atmosphere, you'd be crushed by the immense pressure. Think of the heaviest thing you can imagine. Now multiply that by, well, a lot. That's Jupiter, my friends. A beautiful, terrifying monster of a planet. Next, we're heading to Saturn, the ringed jewel of our solar system. Those rings might look beautiful, but they're made up of billions of chunks of ice and rock. Some as small as dust particles, others as large as a house. And they're all whizzing around Saturn at thousands of miles per hour. Talk about a cosmic minefield. But Saturn has a darker side too. Its moon, Titan, is a real horror show. It's the only moon in our solar system with a thick atmosphere, but instead of air, it's choked with methane. Imagine the smell. And it rains liquid methane on Titan, forming rivers, lakes, and even seas of this flammable stuff. Oh, and did I mention the cryovolcanoes? These babies erupt with icy plumes of water and ammonia instead of lava. It's like something out of a science fiction nightmare. So, while Saturn might seem like a celestial beauty from afar, remember, those rings hide a dark and dangerous secret. Now let's pay a visit to our nearest neighbor, Venus. At first glance, it might seem like Earth's twin, but trust me, this is one sibling rivalry you wouldn't want to get caught in. Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system, with surface temperatures that can melt lead. Imagine stepping out of your spaceship onto a planet that's hotter than a pizza oven. And the atmosphere on Venus is nothing to sneeze at either. It's a thick, toxic soup of carbon dioxide, with clouds of sulfuric acid that rain down on the surface. You wouldn't last 5 seconds without a hazmat suit, but that's not all. The atmospheric pressure on Venus is 90 times greater than Earth's. That's like being 3,000 feet beneath the ocean's surface. Oh, and did I mention the volcanoes? Venus is home to more volcanoes than any other planet in our solar system. And they're not just dormant, folks. They're constantly erupting, spewing lava and toxic gases into the atmosphere. So, while Venus might look like a beautiful, cloud-covered paradise from afar, remember, it's a scorching, toxic hellscape that would make even the bravest space explorer think twice. Next up, we're diving into the icy depths of Neptune. This blue giant is a long way from the sun, which means it's one of the coldest planets in our solar system. But don't let the frigid temperatures fool you. Neptune is a wild ride. The winds on this planet are some of the fastest in our solar system, with speeds reaching over 1,500 miles per hour. That's faster than the speed of sound. Imagine being caught in a hurricane that's 5 times stronger than anything we've ever seen on Earth. Now imagine that hurricane is made up of frozen methane and ammonia. That's Neptune, my friends. And if the winds don't get you, the pressure will. Deep beneath Neptune's thick atmosphere lies a slushy, icy ocean, but this is no tropical paradise. The pressure down there is so intense that it would crush you like a tin can. And the temperature? Let's just say you'd be wishing for a pair of thermal underwear. So while Neptune might look like a serene blue marble from afar, remember it's a wild and unforgiving world that's best admired from a safe distance. Now let's take a spin over to Uranus, the planet that's always getting tipped over. You see, unlike most planets that spin on an axis that's roughly perpendicular to their orbit, Uranus is tilted on its side, and I mean really tilted, folks. We're talking about an axial tilt of 98 degrees. That means Uranus basically rolls around the sun like a marble. And speaking of weird, Uranus has a magnetic field that's just as wonky as its rotation. Instead of being aligned with its poles like Earth's magnetic field, Uranus's magnetic field is tilted 60 degrees from its axis of rotation. And it gets even weirder. Uranus's magnetic field isn't even centered on the planet. It's offset from the center by about 1/3 of the planet's radius. Talk about a cosmic oddball. But here's the thing about Uranus that really gives me the creeps. It's quiet. Like, really quiet. You see, Uranus is so far from the sun that it receives very little energy. And without that energy, there's not a lot of weather happening on Uranus. No storms, no lightning, no nothing. It's just a cold, dark, and eerily silent world. Now we come to Mars, the planet that has captured our imaginations for centuries. And it's no wonder, Mars is home to Olympus Mons, the largest volcano in our solar system. It's also got Valles Marineris, a canyon system that's so big it would stretch across the entire United States. But don't let the grandeur fool you. Mars is a harsh and unforgiving world. For starters, the atmosphere on Mars is incredibly thin. It's about 100 times thinner than Earth's atmosphere, which means there's not a lot of air to breathe. And what little air there is mostly carbon dioxide, which isn't exactly good for us humans. But the thin atmosphere also means that Mars doesn't have any protection from the sun's harmful radiation. So, if you were to step outside on Mars without a spacesuit, you'd be fried faster than an egg on a summer sidewalk. And if the radiation doesn't get you, the dust storms just might. Mars is famous for its massive dust storms that can engulf the entire planet. These storms can last for months at a time, and they're so thick that they can block out the sun, turning day into night. Hold on tight as we blast off to Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system and the closest to the sun. Now you might think that being close to the sun would make Mercury a warm and inviting place, but trust me folks, it's anything but. Mercury is a planet of extremes. On the side facing the sun, temperatures can soar to a scorching 800 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to melt lead. But on the side facing away from the sun, temperatures plummet to a frigid minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a temperature swing of over 1,000 degrees. Talk about a case of cosmic whiplash, but the extreme temperatures aren't the only thing that make Mercury a scary place. It's also got a very weak magnetic field. That means that Mercury is constantly bombarded by solar wind and radiation. And without a thick atmosphere to protect it, all that radiation reaches the surface, making Mercury a very dangerous place to be. And if the radiation doesn't get you, the craters just might. Mercury is covered in craters, some of which are hundreds of miles wide. These craters are the result of billions of years of impacts from asteroids and comets. Finally, we journey to the edge of our solar system to visit Pluto, the demoted dwarf planet that still holds a special place in our hearts. Now, Pluto might not be a planet anymore, but it's still a fascinating and mysterious world. For starters, Pluto is incredibly cold. I'm talking about surface temperatures that hover around minus 375 degrees Fahrenheit. That's so cold that your breath would freeze solid before it even left your mouth. And if the cold doesn't get you, the darkness just might. Pluto is so far from the sun that it receives very little sunlight. In fact, the sun would appear so small from Pluto that you could block it out with a pinhead. That means that Pluto is shrouded in perpetual twilight, a world of shadows and whispers. But perhaps the scariest thing about Pluto is its isolation. It's billions of miles from Earth, a lonely outpost in the vastness of space. Well, there you have it, folks. A claymation tour of the scariest planets in our solar system. I hope you brought your spacesuits and your sense of adventure. From the scorching heat of Venus to the frigid depths of Neptune, we've explored some of the most extreme and inhospitable environments in our cosmic neighborhood. But remember, even in the darkest corners of our solar system, there's always something new to discover. So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep looking up at the stars. And don't forget to let me know in the comments which planet you found the scariest. Until next time, keep those brains sparking.